Good morning. Oh, this is weird because this
Yeah.
reverses you.
Oh yeah, so it does.
So, today we are going live from my MacBook, which is very confusing because it's reversed us and just looks a bit weird, doesn't it?
Looks like we're looking at ourselves there.
Yeah, very strange.
Pretty
Good
good.
morning, Vicky. So today we had a request, and I love that makes it so much better for us if you guys tell us what you would like us to talk about. Good morning, Erin. So we had a request from someone this week to have a little speak about what they were terming as pacing themselves. So good morning, Birgit. And it's something that is really, really important, I think, in giving us that sense of achievement without helping us to feel overwhelmed. So by pacing herself, what this lady was meaning was with regards to planning, scheduling, feeling sometimes that maybe she was over scheduling or overzealous with her life. And I can relate to that in that this is a conversation that we've had relatively recently about kind of leading a full life. So I like to call it a full life, not a busy life. I cannot stand the word busy. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel anxious. But leading a full life. And morning, Wendy. Morning, Jenna. So it's something that I cover in my book, and I might dive in and share a little exercise from that with you today. But when we begin to plan things, they begin to happen. And I was thinking about this morning. I was out with the horses about dreams and goals and how we turn things into reality. And, I can't remember who it was that said it, but, a dream is, what is it again?
It's a goal without a deadline.
A goal without a plan or something. Yeah. So
goal without a date.
It's good to have a schedule. I'll go and grab my big diary. It's good to have a to-do list per se, but there is a fine line between overscheduling and feeling burnt out and not achieving, feeling that you're not achieving. Good morning, Jenna. Good morning, Tina. So Stu, do you want to chip in before I dive in?
I think kind of pacing, planning, setting yourself some kind of route to take and so forth. These things can just happen, or you can actually make them happen. The external world will try and take control of you if it can, and it's up to us to determine whether that happens or whether we actually control the world that we live in and that we deserve and that we enjoy and we want to be participants in. So I think what Susie was mentioning there about it's kind of decision making. For me, it's deciding on what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and ideally when you want it to get done by.
Mm-hmm.
You can have huge to-do lists and all that kind of stuff, but I think that really it's about being true to yourself and being honest with yourself in terms of what you really want to get done. It's quite easy to get overwhelmed by, I've got a list of 30 things to do and I've only done 8. Oh dear, I'm a bad person, or I'm not very competent, or I'm incapable, or oh my goodness.
So I'm just thinking, you used to actually train in your training company, time management courses.
Yeah.
So what things could you suggest to people that are watching that would support them with time management or?
I think it is just about deciding things. It's about decision making. It's about, well, what do you want to achieve? What outcome are you looking for? It can be from basics right up to major decision making. There are different ways of being able to achieve the same sort of thing. I think that when you've got something to aim towards, it helps govern your behaviour. When it governs your behaviour, it gives you feedback on, your outcome, the performance you've done, how well you've done it, and so forth.
I'm gonna be
Of course you are.
bad and kind of push in there. So what actions could people take to improve their time management?
What actions?
Morning, Annie.
Well, they can make lists.
Yeah.
They can decide the things that are actually important. Stop doing things that are not important to you. You can write things that you think need to get done, but when they don't, they're not as important as you maybe think that they were.
Yeah.
That's definitely an action. You can be as basic as being very mindful about things that are really key to you.
I think that's how you operate, isn't it? Like for me, I'm very much I need to have everything written down. I need to have a plan. I need to have the clarity of what's happening, where we're going, whereas you are probably more mindful in that, or not more mindful, but just like you don't necessarily need to have a plan to your day. Like you know what you're going to do, but like you don't need to know exactly when you're going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I used to have schedules. I would have, annual strategy, quarterly requirements, monthly outcomes, weekly plans, and daily goals, and down to the, what you're going to do all the time, because that was key in order for us to do what we're doing in the business. But taking it right down to the minutiae of a person, we are all different. We all have different views, we've all got different experiences, backgrounds, etc. But the key things are really just, figuring out what it is you want to achieve, set it out for yourself, be realistic with yourself. Don't beat yourself up if things don't get done. It's no big deal, because as I say, if they don't get done, they maybe weren't quite as critical or as important, and the world ain't got to stop at the end of the day. So. For me, I mean, latterly over the last kind of number of years, I've definitely become more, less stressed and less worried about having to get something done and having to do something, and
that sense of achievement.
But when I do actually have a goal, when I do have something I'm aiming for, I show up 100%, to get that thing achieved.
Yeah,
without a doubt. And sorry, and I will say that I am, whilst I can have a lot going on in the head, I do believe that dumping it on paper and letting yourself see it really puts it all in perspective, because you can have all these things going on in your mind and you're going like this, and then you get nothing achieved.
Yeah.
And that's what I think can contribute, to stress, anxiety, worry, concern, and all that. And I think that's unfair to you. As a person.
Yeah, I think that's something that I work through a lot with my clients. As I mentioned, there's a chapter in my book about boundaries, and as part of that, planning is a major thing. So for me previously, I had crazy, ridiculous to-do lists. I would have like all these things that I would set myself to do in a day, and I would feel like a failure when I hadn't achieved them. And the exercise in my book that I work through with clients sometimes, I just want to share with you. If this is an area you think like I'm never getting everything done and like I'm such a failure because I can't like do all the things I want to do, and then I'm not getting to do the fun stuff I enjoy because I'm like, doing all those things. So basically, if you have the book,
Be Free.
It's on page 66, but you don't need the book to do this exercise, but just to give you an idea. So in this exercise, what I'm asking people to do is to preferably, you can do it on paper, like you can do this on paper, but equally you can do it with an electronic calendar like a Google, or you use Outlook, don't you? So Outlook or something like that. And what I ask you to do is to put down every single thing that you do in a day. So I want you to put down the time you wake up, the time it takes you to have a shower, the time it takes you to have your breakfast, the time it takes you to have lunch, the time it takes you to prep dinner. You know, if you have a yoga class, put that in. If you have your kids have stuff, put that in. Walking your dog, if you have a dog, you know, or maybe, you know, you're looking after a family member, like put that in. If you're religious and have church, put that in. If like every single action, every single thing, I want you to put that on a calendar, because what that shows you is what time is left. Okay, and what you will recognize is that possibly all these actions you're setting yourself on a day-to-day basis isn't even realistic. Like, you don't have the hours in the day to achieve the goals you're setting yourself, which leaves you feeling burnt out, leaves you feeling overwhelmed, leaves you feeling crap. So it's a really, really, really thing, you know, I've put in here like meeting friends, your food shopping, cleaning, you know, hobbies, going to the gym, correspondence time, like every single thing, pop that in so you can just see what that looks like in a week. And then take out things that you don't need to do. If there's things that you don't need to do that aren't serving you or don't enjoy, take them out so that you can put in the things that you want to do. So you're scheduling the things you love. You're scheduling, so for me, that's that morning time with my journaling, with connection, with prayer, with mantra, with whatever, you know, I decide I want to do that morning. I've got that time free. I've got the time to do my horses. I've got the time to do that, because those are the things that are so really important to me. And if I don't have the time to do them, like my day feels out of whack. I feel stressed. I feel overwhelmed if I'm not giving that time to my family or to my animals. So it's a really valuable exercise just to put it on paper, do it per hour, every hour for a week, you know, sit down and look at it and think, actually, what is achievable? And then how I work it is I would set 3 goals for your day. Okay, no more than 3. And you know, if one of them's going to take you 4 hours to do, then maybe the other 2 need to take you like 30 minutes. So you can download this planner for free from my website. I'll show you that there and there. So this is the planner that I created to support my clients in helping you create a day that you love. So on there, as well as the times throughout the day, I have things like, what are your top 3 priorities? At the end of the day, the 3 things you're grateful for, so you can move into that higher vibration space of gratitude. How do you want to feel today? So you're going into your day intentionally, and that's why like I need that quiet time at the start of the day. Today's affirmation is, so I use an affirmation to repeat throughout the day if I'm moving out off of track. Top 3 priorities, have you moved your body, even your meal planning and stuff's on there. So that is something that you can download for free from my website. I'll pop the link in the comments below. But it's something that's really worth having a look at. Equally, one of the other things is feeling underwhelmed, or that you are not achieving. And I think that having 3 goals, or having a goal to your day, is really, really important. And I know, having suffered with depression, that having a focus or something to aim for can build that sense of satisfaction to move us out of that depressed state. And that's where your gratitude can support you as a daily practice as well. But I don't know if anyone has any questions as we're going along. Please do chip in.
I think, you know, in terms of the prioritising, you know, the goals, whether it's the program or the exercise that you do here, or whether you do actually have a list of 10 things, is putting them in order of priority.
Yeah.
You know, what's the most important thing, what you have to get done. Now, I have to do that today. Well, I have to get that achieved, so that you put your focus on that. I mean, Brian Tracy's book, Eat Your Frog, is a great book for looking at, you know, how to achieve things and what to get done. because there are certain things that have to get done that they're uncomfortable, or it's a decision you have to make or follow through on that's uncomfortable, you're not looking forward to it, but it's absolutely essential to get that done. It's quite easy, to look at the little tadpoles and I'll do a couple of them, but the frog is still sitting there croaking at you. So if you can get your order of priority and even list them in terms of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we've got to go through in that order, that will give you a sense of accomplishment, achievement. And as we all know, the right decisions to make are generally the difficult ones, but once we've made them, the sense of gratitude and gratification and joy that we have of having faced it and done it is absolutely, it's fantastic. It's great for the massaging the ego. It's good for your well-being. It's good for your health. It's good for your mental state.
So that's the book Stu's speaking about there. Eat That Frog, Brian Tracy. The audio is very, very good as well.
Yeah. It's not a big book. I think it's got reasonable size writing, which is good for me.
Okay, here's an ace. Talk about, the universe. Flick it open to a page. Review your list of tasks, activities, and projects regularly. Continually ask yourself, which one project or activity, if I did it in an excellent and timely fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on my life? Whatever it is that can help you the most, set it as a goal, make a plan to achieve it, and go to work on your plan immediately. Remember the wonderful words of, and it's a name I can't pronounce. How do you pronounce that?
I'm not too sure either. Goeth.
Goeth? And maybe someone can enlighten us who Goeth is. Just begin and the mind grows heated. Continue and the task will be completed.
Yeah, Ooh. Absolutely.
So I think that's important. I think, also being ruled by what's important to you, not what's important to other people. So don't be ruled by other people's deadlines.
Yep.
Be ruled by, as Brian Tracy's saying there, what can make the most positive impact in your own life, because we could easily get lost in days of serving other people's deadlines and serving other people's needs. And then at the end of the day, we just end up feeling flat and overwhelmed because we haven't done stuff to support ourselves. So,
And the other thing as well is it's actually okay in a day to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people can plan a day to do nothing or plan an hour to do nothing, which is not always easy to take, but it's absolutely okay. We don't have to be chasing something all the time. You need to refuel, you need to re-energize, refocus and all that. And, if you look at it on the physical side of things, you don't go a whole day without eating, you stop to eat in order to give you energy to carry on. It's the same with the mind. I think it's really important that we allow ourselves a bit of slack, from all the things that are thrown at you, because you can have sensory overload. And that leads to stress and anxiety, and equally, as Susi said, you can have sensory underload. It's what they do in the tests in the water tanks, where you lie in water and you start getting stressed out because you've got sensory underload.
Deprivation.
Yeah, total deprivation of all that. So.
Yeah, what I would say here is how that quiet time and how that refueling happens will be different depending on the individual. So the person that messaged in was really happy with their full life. And I'm very happy with my full life, but we had a disagreement when I had a day off a few weeks ago, because Stuart was like, can you not just do nothing? Can you not just have a long lie? Can you not just stop? But that's not refueling to me, that's refueling to Stuart. So Stuart would like a long lie, and to him that is how he refuels. To me, my refueling is getting up early and being on my own and connecting with spirit and connecting through meditation and my spiritual practices and rituals and all those things. So for me, that's what refuels me. But to other people, that might look like a lot of work. Yeah?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's what really fills me up and fuels me. For some people, refueling will be being around other people. So, if you're quite extroverted, you might need to be around people to feel inspired and energized and enthused. And if you're quite introverted, maybe actually the pulling back and finding that quiet space and time is what refuels you. So, you can joke that you need to schedule that time, like the quiet time, but actually you do. You need to schedule the downtime, because otherwise it won't happen.
Yeah, it just gets taken away.
It gets taken away, and other things are given priority.
Yeah.
So schedule that downtime, schedule that time to refuel, to allow yourself the opportunity to feel inspired and enjoy the life that you are living, because connecting with what sparks joy for you, in the words of Marie Kondo, sparks joy, but do what allows you to feel rested. And as I say, for some people that's catching up with people, and some people that's not. John saying on Instagram, last few days friends have said that they've noticed that they are tired. We're coming into a change of season, and having days of doing nothing is important. Today is one of those days. Absolutely beautiful, John. Too true. I sat in bed yesterday, and I did some things. I listened to meditation, did a little bit of work, messaged some people, booked in some clients, but I just sat in bed and looked at the trees and went outside, had some time with my horses. And I do think, as you say, John, it's like a transition into autumn, and autumn is a beautiful time of reflection. It is a time to really figure out what's supporting you, and if it's not, it's time to release that. I've got a meditation, I'm pretty sure it's on Insight Timer, a tree meditation about releasing things that aren't serving us. I'll hook that up in the comments as well if it is there. Got lots of things on my list to get done and uploaded, but I'll schedule them. Yeah, good plan. So autumn is that time of reflection, and we've all been given an opportunity for huge reflection, I think, of our lifestyles, given the way the world is at the moment. But figure out what's right for you, and spend time with it, spend time figuring it out. What feels good, be guided by that. That's my main guiding force at the moment. What feels good? If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. I was like a bit of a spoiled child the other day. I said that to you, didn't I? I said I felt really childlike. I was just like, just don't want to do it. Just don't want to do it. Like, doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. So I'm not going to do it. So, connecting with what feels good for you and what feels right.
I think being true to yourself is really important, because when you're doing something for you, I think we tend to think of other people a lot, and certainly by doing something for yourself, you might think you're not doing something for somebody else or giving somebody else time, but that's absolutely fine. And I think that's important for you, to not feel that you're not achieving something because you're not doing it for somebody else, you're doing it for you. If that doesn't sound too long-winded.
No, I think, it is exactly that. And when we do things for ourselves and prioritize ourselves and prioritize the things that we enjoy, then we're better people to be around, we're happier people to be around, we're in a more positive, aligned vibrational state.
And I think the other thing that we've discovered essentially is effective communication.
Yeah.
Is paramount for everything. Sometimes Susie will be doing something and she'll say, because she's in the living room, I'll throw her a question and she'll say, I'm kind of like in the middle of something. And I didn't really kind of pick that up. I just thought she's in the living room, but no, that's a kind of workplace at the minute. So it's just about letting people know, right, I'm away for an hour, I'm away to do this, I'm unavailable, etc. Close yourself off and go and get it done. Because I got told many years ago from one of my mentors, he said, beware of the man who asks a minute. Have you got a minute?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Be fair to yourself. And another thing
that's a good point, actually. Set those boundaries, and that's where boundaries comes in. You know, that person like, oh, can I just have a minute, or can I just like do this? If you are doing something, you have every right to say no.
Of course you have.
No, no, I'm actually in the middle of doing something. Let's arrange a time where I can give you my attention. We can go into that more fully. That is not rude. That is protecting your energy. That is giving the person the best in the time that they deserve. But that is something I think as a culture that we have, you know, become so readily available to other people that suddenly other people who ping an email or something pops up, we're supposed to stop. And then you'll never feel like that sense of achievement because you won't be reaching your own goals, you'll be reaching everybody else's.
That's right,
so have
that is absolutely spot on, because another mentor of mine many years ago was saying that, Stu, listen, if you don't set yourself goals for something to aim for and you haven't given yourself dates and timelines, you're likely to be involved in somebody else's goals that they're chasing, that they have put dates and deadlines on.
Absolutely.
So it's really important that the ability to be able to say no is key for you to achieve the kind of goals that you set for yourself, for sure.
Awesome.
Cool.
So hopefully that helps. Give yourself some slack, give yourself a schedule, prioritize what's important, set those boundaries in place of, you know, you making your goals a priority. Those top 3 things, if that means switching off your phone, putting your phone on airplane mode, switching off your emails, taking yourself somewhere different, so that you can achieve what you want to achieve, then do that. And, you know, it doesn't always have to be like business goals, as we're saying. It could be like, okay, well, I want to go to yoga every Sunday, or I want to play golf on a Saturday and
Wednesday
and a Friday.
And a Sunday.
But you know, you make that a priority, and like that's what's important to you, and that keeps your mental health like in
Absolutely.
a really positive state. You know,
totally. That's so key, because if you're happy, you're giving that happy to other people. If you feel that you're not getting to do something because somebody's maybe not letting you, or you believe they're not letting you, you start building up all sorts of different kind of feelings that are untrue anyway.
Yeah.
And they come across that way, don't they? So you're right.
Absolutely. And one final thing that's really, really interesting about to-do lists, and I mentioned this to my sister before, and she was like, oh my gosh, that's so true. Sometimes, so I have like a running list. I've got like a big list of things that I want to achieve, and sometimes I'll pull from it, and then other times I forget it's there, and I just plan my days as I go through. But what you might find is when you go back and review that to-do list, like some of the stuff might have actually just happened. It might have just done.
That's right.
So I do this a lot with, I must reach out to so-and-so about arranging this meeting, or I must call that person, or blah, 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 blah. Then they phone you and you're like, oh, yay, result, done.
Yeah, totally.
So,
exactly.
It is quite interesting.
For sure. And I've also got a running list as well, so I mean, I'll look at the list and then I run from it.
Stuart's got a running list that I add to.
Yes, exactly. I'm overwhelmed by Susie's list.
Take stuff off of my list and chuck it on his.
Yeah, overwhelmed for sure.
It's not overwhelm, are you?
No, it's not. No. Not for you. No. Not for you, anyway. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I need a rest now. I've scheduled in my downtime.
Yeah, we're away to do a right coupley thing. Where are we going, Stu?
Out of the house.
Where to?
Alton's.
We're going to IKEA.
Yeah. Quick tell MD.
So that's where we're off to today. And yeah. So manifesting your list, that's clever. Yeah, absolutely. Totally, John. Yeah. Like honestly, like I am a bit of a manifestation queen.
Yep, for sure.
And I love I know Annie, you have supported me in delivering one of my vision board workshops. Erin, you have been to one of my vision board workshops. Jenna, if you're still there. So manifestation is incredible. So whether you think it's woo-woo, whether you are just focused and it helps you recognize what your goals are, when we get clear on what we want to achieve, Sometimes it just appears.
Yep.
So I've set a little woo-woo manifestation in my head about something that I'm expecting to happen today, and I haven't told Stuart, so we'll see. I'll tell you later if something I'm thinking about today comes true. So
Cool.
have an awesome day.
Absolutely.
Anything you want us to cover next time, please do reach out to us. Let us know what you want us to speak about. Anything that's coming up for you, anything you want us to chat about, let us know. And same with all these recordings, you'll find them on my Instagram, IGTV stored there, or I've saved them up to YouTube as well, and I'll organize those into a fashion. So if there's any you want to go back through, you can go and do that too. But please do reach out to us. Stuart was saying that as well. Like, if you want to connect with Stu, we can pop his email address in the comments as well, and you can drop him an email from a man's point of view if there's anything you want to cover. So yeah, have an awesome day. Absolute love to you guys. I will hook up the anxiety planner, the daily planner, on my Facebook page. I can't share links on Instagram, but if you go to my Instagram bio, you will find links to my website there, and then it's under Be Free Book, and then the tools are there and they're free to download.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Right,
Enjoy
have
your
an
day.
epic awesome day, you guys. We love you loads. Thank you for showing up for us. And we'll speak to you soon.
See you later. Bye.